Welcome one and all to the USC Podcast number 8, or I guess we're calling it the Citizen Cast, according to the title card I have now. I'm Hanson SCO, your gracious podcast host, and I have with me... Start going down the line.
Good morning, this is EdmondDante, Ambassador for the United States Confederation and General Podcaster.
I'm Ogie the Great, XO of Training Command, Doctrine Writer, and just utterly brilliant.
And we're gonna change his name to the Love Doctor, by the way, if we can get the licensing rights.
God no.
Yeah, hello, and I'm Vampier. I'm a pilot, and I'm more or less Edmund's bitch.
Kinky.
Not in that way, but you are my boss, so.
And like I said, as I mentioned, I'm Hanson SCO, or Leoka222 on Twitter and YouTube and all other kinds of social media websites. I am the USC Deputy Ambassador, so Dante's my boss. And I'm also the Executive Officer of STADCOM. I think I keep on messing it up. I'm calling it STRADCOM because it makes more sense. Alrighty, so we had a last time podcast we were talking about getting the hype up for the visit to CIG Austin with several of our members, and it is now a couple days after that. They visited on Monday, MLK Day, and I have two of the people, EdmondDante and Ogie, who went and visited.
That is correct, and I think it was an absolute blast. Wouldn't you agree, Ogie?
I don't have actual words in any mortal tongue to describe how awesome it was.
That sounds about right.
What about Klingon?
No, that's still a mortal tongue.
You just do Klingon anyway. That would be so much better.
Well, yeah, but that would just be me clearing my throat a lot.
Alright, so what was kind of the timeline of events that happened? Because I know one of the guys, I think it was Tech, or someone posted like a little photo story about how the weekend went.
Right. I was seeing some of that in the forums. So we actually had Hans Kruger arrived Saturday night or Saturday afternoon before Monday, and stayed with me the entire weekend. He crashed out on my little air mattress, the best I could do for him. And then we had a landscaper, Ogie. Help me out, Ogie. Who else?
All right, looking at the picture, a landscaper, you, me, Admiral Twilly Frost, Hans coming in from Norway, Hefty, Tech, his son, Kronos Viper, and that's it.
Right, his son was the only one who didn't have a tag.
Yeah, so it was, and Troy.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, I was looking at that sign. It's just like EdmondDante, Tech, Ogie the Great, Hans Kruger, and Troy.
Yeah, and that was the joke all throughout. But I mean, he's a really cool dude, and he's looking into getting into game design. So after the tour was over, I was like, "So what'd you think?" He was like, "That was fucking awesome." I'm like, "Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, it was."
Yes, and he was hitting up all the artists, and they were showing him all sorts of stuff, which I thought was really cool. He was getting a lot of good information, and on top of that, more important than game design, more important than everything else, he wants to join the USC, and we got to make this happen.
Did he pledge?
I am not aware of any pledge from him yet. However, he still wants to join the USC, and we're gonna have to lean on Tech a little bit to make that pledge happen.
I doubt it. Tech was just like, "Yeah, I have plenty of ships for him." So.
Worst part, everybody pays $1 and then we buy him an Aurora or Mustang.
So by the end of the podcast, we're all agreed we're gonna have a nickname, a pilot name for Tech's son, correct?
Oh God.
And it will be on record, and he won't be able to escape it. So just keep that in mind, gentlemen.
Tex Junior, done deal.
So what was the first thing you guys kind of noticed when you went into the office?
I'd been there before, so I'm gonna let Ogie take this.
The lack of readily available parking.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, we had to wait for a good 20 minutes for Twilly to get, for Twilly to find a parking spot and get there and whatnot.
Well, that's largely because he was afraid of getting towed, and I told him, dude, if you get towed, just tell them you drove to Mexico. Problem solved.
No, that's not how it works.
All right.
Anyway,
Other than the lack of parking, what about the actual office itself? What was your first impression?
Okay, so you have two options for getting up to the office: stairs or elevator. And when you go through, the first thing you're going to see is the glass doors of the locked door that they won't let you through.
Yep.
Unless you have an invite. But if you see it, you can see Star Citizen inlaid into the glass, and you look through it, and you see Star Citizen on the wall, on the far wall. And you see a bunch of pictures of the TV, and it's really, really beautiful. It's really nice. It's like a dream come true. It's like every office should look like this.
So who ended up greeting you guys and kind of leading you through the tour?
We were greeted by the office manager. I do apologize.
I forget her name too.
I actually had her name up and I got rid of it. I'm trying to pull it back up right now.
You guys are horrible people.
I know. And we were joined by one of the artists, Lee, whom I met the last time I was there, and he's a really cool guy. And
cool.
We met everybody at the office, and a couple people from Santa Monica who were visiting for the podcast for the Around the Verse.
Oh.
Cough.
So what's this about the Nerf gun?
So apparently the QA likes to randomly shoot people. And so they gave us they gave our Admiral Twilly something to defend himself. Unfortunately, at the time, most of QA was in a meeting when we walked through, so a war didn't break out at that time. But there'll be other business in the future.
Did you tell them that Twilly was our Admiral?
Yes, they knew Twilly was the Admiral.
Oh. So did they ask any kind of questions about the USC?
Yeah, actually they asked quite a few questions about the USC, about how many members we had and stuff like that. We presented them, of course, with the poster that we made. They requested that everybody present sign it. And of course I believe we all used our handles except for Troy.
And Troy.
And Troy. That might end up being his handle from now on.
It might be.
Troy. And we also gave them a case of very high quality whiskey.
I see that.
It was Jack Daniel's Winter something.
Yeah, it was had some cinnamon, and as I understand it, it's really good warm.
Yeah.
You heat it up, serve it warm. It's really good. And we also had some saltwater taffy that I'm pretty sure came from Hefty. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Hefty did that.
Shut up. It came from me. It came from Connecticut. Because Ogie is from Connecticut, and saltwater taffy is from Connecticut.
These are lies. These are lies. TeamSpeak says you're from France.
That irritates me so much, and I've fucking torn apart TeamSpeak's help things, and the only thing that the internet suggests is to do some crazy IP registration thing or something like that. And,
Ogie, have you tried turning it off and back on?
I hate you so much.
That is kind of what I do for a living. So that's, of course, my first line of defense. Have you tried turning it off again? But the second line of defense is, have you tried moving to France?
No, it is like it changed to American. But yeah, these are vicious lies. Ogie does not live in Connecticut. He actually lives in Paris, France, eating baguettes and frog feet.
I can't deny that I have absolutely no way to confirm that he doesn't live in France.
Looking at him right now, he looks like a fucking Frenchman.
I know, the flaming red hair and pasty white skin.
Exactly. And that shitty grin.
One day, before this war is over, I'm going to kill you.
Which one of us?
Both of you.
I can outrun Dante.
That might be true.
That is true. But I used to be a sprinter, so your host.
Dude, I don't have to outrun you. I just have to outrun Dante. You can get to Dante first, and I can keep dipping.
Nah, I mean, when I catch Dante, I cripple him, and then I catch you and cripple you, and then I can kill you both at my leisure.
Sometimes
He wants
I
to
think that
kill us
Ogie,
with a ledger.
Ogie's a fucking psychopath.
That's not true. I'm a high-functioning sociopath. Boom, Sherlock!
Alright,
No,
well,
I'm a high-functioning sociopath. You like, we're all like, what's the word? Upset about, things like morality.
fucking
What is this word, morality? I mean, come on, you've heard this podcast before, right?
Edmund's like a type beat sociopath.
Technically, yes.
But in any case, alright. So they decided that Twilly was going to be the protector of the mantle of the USC because he is the naval officer in charge. Goddamn, I should have been there.
You
Just
really
goddamn
should
it.
have.
How was it's your grandfather, right?
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, he died on Wednesday.
Condolences, man.
But you got to be with him, correct?
Oh yeah, I got to talk to him actually for like several hours. I got to Virginia on I think it was like on Wednesday before he died. I got to Virginia like 10, and I drove like 2 hours down to where he was in the hospital and left there around 4 a.m.
And just to dispel any confusion, I know many of the listeners who have some idea of what we're like would know that this could be a joke. It's not. So, I am sorry for your loss, Hanson. I know that was pretty rough on you.
It's fine. He was 91. He lived a good life. World War II vets. Fought in the Battle of the Bulge. All kinds of good stuff.
We're gonna have to have like a 21 gun salute in Marine Commander for your.
Well, I was going to ask, what's your fondest memory of him? Just one, so then we can continue on with the rest of the podcast.
When I was 8 years old, I asked him, I said, "Granddaddy," I said, "what did you do in World War II?" Or I think I just said the war. And he looked at me fucking straight face and said, "I stuck behind the enemy lines and slit German throats in their sleep." And,
Wow!
Like I went and told my grandma that, and she was like, he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" He's like, "He drove Patton's fridge around. He was a transportation guy."
Vampires, let's sit here like, okay, let's do a little spying here, figure out if this story's true.
But yeah, I was like that's he. Even for an old guy, really old guy, he had a funny sense of humor. Stubborn as a donkey though.
That's the best way to be, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you're old.
Yeah, he was he was funny old dude, but he had a lot of wisdom passed down. But yeah, so about this speech, I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about this speech that I guess Landscaper read.
Yes.
I think Tech wrote it, and Landscaper read it.
Correct.
Yeah, and I think that they recorded the speech too.
I'm not aware of CIG recording it. I didn't see anybody with tape recorders. However, I think that would be a good idea at the very least for us to record it after the fact. So that way everybody else can hear it as well.
No, it was that guy with the camera.
Oh, that's right. He did have a camera there.
You know, the guy with the shoes in the face.
Yeah, he told me he was going to send me everything, and he hasn't yet. I'm going to have to hit them up.
I
He told me
first
he was
have to
going to send
check
me
if
all the video and pictures. They might be editing or something still.
maybe they look for stuff they can blackmail us with.
Maybe.
If they wanted stuff to blackmail us with, all they have to do is listen to this podcast. Let's be honest.
Or just talk with Edmund for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is why it's so amazing that I'm the ambassador.
I thought it's fucking weird. But yeah, hey, if we do ever want to record the speech, we can always go with Hanson's sexy, smooth voice. 101.5, smooth jazz. So I like doing that to my mic because I can.
Fair enough.
His mic likes a little bit of 11.
It does. When I get all close to it, get to the pop screen, just be like, "Oh yeah, you like that, don't you?" Just tell me when you start to get aroused, Ogie.
I'm not. I'm actually busy looking at the limited edition ship sale.
You're a faggot.
Yeah,
The
the
better
limit-
to ignore you with.
All right. So about the CIG balcony, that place looked pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, and what they
That
were
was
saying,
really nice.
yeah, what they were saying is that all the outdoor furniture came with the place. You know, so they were just like, you know, they could just roll in and, you know, sit outside, you know?
That's legit.
Yeah.
And I guess you guys got a surprise towards the end.
Yes. Well, yeah, we got Ben Lesnick and James Pugh both came in towards the end.
Yes.
Oh.
And we got to shake their hands.
It had been.
I have yet to wash my hands now.
Oh Jesus! Probably jerked off with it.
I definitely will not deny that.
Alrighty. All right. So someone mentioned something about Cards Against Humanity and how Hefty is the worst person to ever exist.
Yeah. All right. Well, to put this in the proper perspective, Hefty may be. Oh, he's a big dude. He's like 6.5 feet tall or something. You know, he like towers over all of us. You know, and he's a pretty solid dude as well. But he is like the nicest and most gentle person like ever, right? You know,
He's a
very
teddy bear.
polite. Say again?
He's a teddy bear.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very nice, very polite, you know, very gentle. You know, so now to describe Cards Against Humanity, what you do is you get a you get a card that, you know, asks a question or gives a statement or something along those lines. And then you're supposed to put down a white card to, you know, answer it or to fill in the blank. Invariably, the white cards are terrible. And, you know, and actually, I could go get my Cards Against Humanity set and give you some.
All I remember is flying sex snakes.
Yeah, that's one of the cards.
All right. So what did Hefty put in Cards Against Humanity that was so bad? Anybody?
I'm trying to remember. Ogie would probably be the one to remember this, though.
Not really. I was getting my thoughts, and I would say, you know, what did he put down? Everything bad.
Can't give us an example.
Like I said, I don't remember. Didn't you take some pictures, Dante? Or was it just
I
yours?
took some pictures of mine, and I do have one. 1 second, I'll get up real quick.
Well, I think it's funny because like Hefty actually lives the closest to me out of anybody in the USC. Like literally, actually, it's funny because I'm going to Tyler today to go eat lunch with some
Nice.
coworkers.
Alright,
But,
yeah, but now, like for an example, I got my Cards Against Humanity box set, and you know, the black card, random black card that I pulled out. What's the gift that keeps on giving? So, you know, white cards might include racism,
Used
man
condoms.
meats,
Used condoms.
tentacle porn. Used condoms, I think, is a card. The peaceful and non-threatening rise of China, hot cheese.
Using an atomic bomb to kill 200,000 Japanese is one card. I remember getting that.
Yep. Yes,
Edgy. So edgy.
Grammar Nazis who are also regular Nazis.
I love that fucking game so much.
I have to ask if this is a regular cards game or is it a PC game, or I never heard of this.
Both, I think.
I don't know about a PC game, but yeah, it's a card game. You get it, from their site, and it's just a whole bunch of cards, and you say horrible things and laugh a lot.
All right, so
American
the
game.
only just give you an idea. Now, the reason why I didn't get any points is because Ogi was on this moral kick all week and wouldn't give me anything as a result.
It's not my fault that you don't understand how to play to an audience.
Fair enough. The only one I was able to win, and Hefty was the one who gave this to me, as I recall. My black card was, after months of practice with blank, I think I'm ready for blank. My white cards were, I'm going to put them into the black. After months of practice with scrubbing under the folds, I think I'm finally ready for a micro penis.
The fuck? You Americans play weird games.
Yeah, we do.
That's horrible.
But no, it's a fantastic game, and it was. Yeah, but again, so after everybody says how many cards they won. Hefty, sweet, gentle Hefty is like, yeah, well, I got 7. And he won. From nowhere. None of us, thought he would. Yeah.
So if
You
I
ever
melt
paid
my
attention?
chips, is it...
Say again?
I said nobody realized that he had won 7 until the very end.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, we thought the table had won. We thought, because you throw in one random card, and the random cards kept being really awesome, which was kind of sad.
And they turned out to be hefties, right?
No,
No, he beat the table by 1.
Alright. Well, glad you guys ended up enjoying the visit to Austin. And however, I think I recall you guys did not have a barbecue.
No.
No, we ended up not being able to do that. Although we did go down and take a look at where we would have been having a barbecue.
Yeah.
Had it happened.
Just like, here, kids, this is where we might have a barbecue today. Probably not.
Well, no, we looked at it the day before, but between people leaving, we just couldn't get it together.
That and breakfast taking half the day.
Yeah.
Oh, God, what happened there?
We went to the original Pancake House, and we waited for an hour and a half to get our food.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, and to be fair, there was 10 of us, but it did take a long damn time.
Well, that's great. You guys should definitely do it again sometime when I'm not dealing with something, so I can go. All right, so moving along, poor Vampier has been silent pretty much the entire podcast, and he has something to say.
No, I don't want to say it. I'm
too
going
late
to
now.
do my own podcast with blackjack and hookers.
Fuck you.
I want a subject has recently been raised on the forums in regard to your visit to Texas, and the subject was raised of maybe trying to ask CIG if it was possible to visit their European branch in England, where Squadron 42 is developed, so that our European brethren also have a chance to visit them and get the experience, and also obviously American people who want to come over and do this as well. So the big question is if somebody maybe could look into this, if this would be possible. Maybe one of you guys who had now dealings with CIG, feel the water, if there may be a chance to do this kind of thing or not.
And we will definitely be asking.
Sweet.
That's gonna happen. You don't even have to worry about that.
I always worry.
Alrighty. So, I guess that's gonna conclude our little big long half an hour spiel about CIG Austin. I do want to end on one note. The QA sign that says "No engineers allowed" was probably the best picture of it all. What was that, on a door or something?
It was in the QA office, if memory serves.
Like, I'll put a link in the link dump. I'm trying to remember what exactly it said. I'm trying to find the picture actually right now.
It was like it was like QA only, no engineers allowed. And then it said something about, okay, maybe like French engineers are all right or something like that.
Oh, I'm so close to finding it. I'm so tantalizingly close. It's like trying to suck your own dick.
This is something he thinks about a lot, actually.
Alright, here it is. It says QA only with an exclamation mark. It says no engineers. Then parentheses below it says except DevOps. Then under parentheses again it says, and I guess, and it has something scribbled out, and it says Sean if he doesn't deface this sign. Then in parentheses below that it says British engineers permitted.
Yeah. Alright, and actually, alright, so when we were taking the tour, they brought us into the little QA area, and they showed us a bug that they had discovered, where what ship was it, Dante?
That was the Mustang.
Yeah, where the Mustang, like it started to move, and eventually, essentially ended up eating the pilot who was standing next to it.
In the hangar or what?
Do what?
Yeah, it looked like a dinosaur almost, the way it was moving, and it was sitting there like the cockpit was kind of like opening a little bit, like that, almost like a mouth, and it was like kind of vibrating and stuff, and then finally it just couldn't resist anymore. It ate the pilot.
Well, yeah, it reaches over, like picks up the pilot, and then like throws its head back. It was unreal. We were all laughing hysterically. And
was a
QA
bug?
was like, wait, there's more.
Yes.
Hold on, just wait. Yeah, it was a bug, and thankfully they fixed it, because I don't want to get eaten by my ship.
Quality assurance for you.
Yeah.
Oh god. Alright, so moving on, I guess the PTU, right? Someone's gotta explain this again for me.
Well, the PTU basically is like the test environment for the Arena Commander. It's like when you play any other game which has it, like Star Trek Online has it, and many other games. It's simply a second installation of your game where you get access to the patch they intend to release next, and then you can help test it out, see what's not working, and obviously give feedback to the QA and developers. And it's also a bit of a stress test for them, since obviously when several hundred of people around the world are getting access to it, they get better test data than when have 20 people in an office access the patch. So it's a test environment where people now actively can help troubleshoot or find problems in Star Citizen, or the Arena Commander, better to say.
Alrighty, we also have a topic on it on the forums. Alright, so has anybody seen the new website?
Yeah.
Yep.
I love it.
It's awesome.
We are the CBN. Psst,
Yeah.
Citizens Broadcasting Network. It's a CBN.
It was pretty nice. I saw that watching the last episode.
Yeah, so they still need to really update that structure chart, because A, I'm not in it, and that makes me sad. That makes me sad, Panda. It makes Ogie sad too.
I also think there should be a section for the podcast.
No, I'm not in it because I'm like, what? I'm the goddamn deputy ambassador. I help run the fucking MOD. I should definitely be in that fucking chart. I'm gonna start sending angry letters to Wolf by mail. What's his address again?
I don't remember. I can't remember if he's in Europe or in America.
I think Wolf is the guy in America and Cheeno's in Europe.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. gonna start sending him angry mail. I'll be right back while I start writing angrily. Alright. So other than the new website and everything, which is absolutely amazing, I'm not sure who ended up coding that and implementing it, but I think it might have been Cheeno, but I don't want to give credit where I don't know.
The new USC website, that was Wolf who did most of that.
Ah, alright, see?
God damn it.
Alright, guys. So I know we're kind of running out of time here, but I want to tell you an interaction I had at work the other day. Alright. So, as you guys know, I work in an office at a work site for Halliburton. And there's this little Filipino girl that works there as an administrative clerk, right? And she's got some foreign name. I just call her L. And so I walked up to her, and we were just talking about something, and she mentioned she had a sister, right? Or yeah, she mentioned she had a sister. I'm like, oh, so you do have a sister? She's like, yeah. I'm like, how old is she? She's like 19. I'm like, oh, interesting. I said, does she live in town? She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, interesting. Like, where she works? She's like, McDonald's. I'm like, oh, cool. I start nodding my head. She's like, why, do you know her? I'm like, no, not at all.
Not yet.
And she's like looked at me weird. I'm like sitting there grinning and nodding. I think at some point I also asked like what her name was. It was just like an interrogation. I was just like, oh, I'm like, she live here? Yeah. How old is she? Yeah, 19. She works at McDonald's. Like, what's her name? Sarah. Oh, cool. Why, you know her? No. But yeah.
So,
anybody have a couple of Auroras they want to dump? Like,
no. Because I only have one Aurora, and that's the one my account shit is on.
$65 short of being able to get a Super Hornet. I just melted down a bunch of stuff.
What do you need a Super Hornet for? You're in interstellar commerce.
So I want a Super Hornet.
Okay, so I'm not in
interstellar commerce. What the hell?
I'm gonna say
DC.
that
whatever.
That diplomacy that is not backed up by the threat of force is useless. So you know what? I endorse Dante getting a Super Hornet, because then if they don't listen to his honeyed words and his fine reason, then we bring on the pain.
That's where Hanson comes in, actually.
And so does that mean you're volunteering to like donate like about $65 worth of ships for me to melt?
That's exactly what Ogie's saying.
I'll pay you back. I'll pay you back.
Oh, bullshit.
Oh, come on, man. You know I'm doing that.
Edmund, why don't you use the store credit you have at the moment and buy the upgrade from the normal Hornet to the Super Hornet, which is also currently available and doesn't cost $60. And then later, when you have the money, you can buy the previous ship that you need.
You are a genius. Do that.
And I would actually say, buy the, I think it's the LX Aurora that's currently in the current sale, which comes with 2 years insurance. So I would say buy that. Then buy the Hornet upgrade, the cheapest one that you can get, and then later fill the gap when you have the money.
Yeah, I have an Aurora LX. I don't have a name for it yet, though.
But see, if I do the upgrade, I can't upgrade until after PU, correct?
How do you mean?
I can't apply the upgrade until we have the game at that point.
You can upgrade it now.
Yeah, I have a Super Hornet sitting in my hangar.
Yeah, this is what I'm doing. Look, at the moment for all the ships, I always buy the upgrade version, because my dual goal is, when I have then the fleet pack, to take all the Auroras and upgrade it to the Super Hornet, to the the Cutlass, and if possible to the Freelancers. So buy the 2-year insured Aurora as the basis, because everything else is crap, and buy the cheapest upgrade for the Super Hornet. I think the cheapest one is from the Hornet Tracker, if I remember correctly. There's one upgrade from the Hornet Tracker to the Super Hornet.
I'm looking at an upgrade from just a regular Hornet.
No, you can do that as well, but I would say if you're short on money, because I really would recommend for you, buy the 2-year insured Aurora, because that's 2 years of insurance, which you don't get with any other ship. I
have LTI on at least one of my ships.
Ah, okay, that's then a different story.
All right. So,
like, I don't really want to melt down my my M50 or my Constellation, and I can't melt down my 315P because it's the one with LTI and my my alpha and beta access, so that would kind of screw me. But those are the only ships I have left right now. Oh, and my ghost. I definitely don't want to get rid of that either.
Well,
And I don't want to upgrade my ghost either. So.
Real quick.
Buy the poor upgrades and be done with it. Upgrade then later any ship.
All right. First off, all right. About the ships, because I feel like a piece of shit because I'm supposed to be in the DF and all I have is a little Aurora LN. So, God, I feel like a piece of shit. All right, so are they ever?
But it's okay.
Fuck you, Ogie.
Go on.
All right, are they ever gonna fucking sell the Kanak or whatever it's called?
The Carrack?
Yes, the Carrack, whatever. Canucks, Karak, Canadians, I don't care.
Yeah, that already. All right, the concept sale was like a month or two ago, and I picked up my Carrack then. And her name is the Grey-Eyed Goddess. Can
I just crew your ship, Ogie? Because I think I'm pretty fucked at this point.
Well, all right. So the concept sale had LTI. They said that they're going to sell all the concepts later. I don't know how much later, but yes, you are welcome to crew my ship. Actually, as a matter of fact, when I did that mini game, everybody here remembers that Carrack mini game, right? Where it was scrolling down a lot and you had to make choices.
I think that was the one where I punched Edmund in the face or something, if I remember correctly.
Sounds about right. Actually,
wait, what? I got punched in the face again?
Yeah, and you deserved it.
Indeed.
Okay.
Anyways, but on that game, I think that you were in, that Hanson was one of my crew members. So.
What?
Alright, like, you can name your crew members, like, someone on helm, someone on sensor, someone on guns, someone in engineering.
Yeah, I remember this.
What, Artemis?
No.
No, that was a minigame. When the Carrack sale there was a little minigame they programmed on the homepage. I think it's still there if you go to the original page.
You named your crew member Hanson.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel the love.
Yeah.
Oh god, alright.
But you were also just, useful.
Thanks. Alright, so just wrapping things up. I want to thank everybody for listening to the USC Podcast. Once again, this is our 8th episode. We will be recording the 9th one in 2 weeks on Saturday at 8 a.m. Central Standard. Yeah, that sounds right. Because it's like 8:48 right now. You can feel free to visit. Ogie, your mic.
And Mr. Chris Roberts, this is an open invitation. Feel free to visit on the show.
Really, anybody from CIG.
Or really anybody from CIG. Yeah, exactly. Anybody from CIG, you're welcome to join us on the show. This is an open invitation.
Yep. Was a special thanks to the USC Consuls, Wolf and Cheeno, then everybody in the Ministry of Diplomacy and Outreach. Also want to thank CIG Austin and Rest of Cloud Imperium Games for letting our organization go ahead and look at your product, look at your office and everything else, and humoring us.
I would like to point out that I'm noticing something right now. Every single person on this week's show is a diplomat within our organization, and I'm really surprised that the rest of our organization is not terrified at finding out what we're really like.
Oh, God.
Seriously.
Considering we represent them to the entire community.
No, they enjoy themselves quite. A lot of people were trolling themselves to the ground about our last podcast where we went into pedophile territory, so they're having a blast.
Did we?
Yes, we started the discussion, then we went over who's better, Kate Beckinsale or Emma Watson, and then we started the discussion, is it legal when you have an underage girlfriend, you are underage, and then you become full of age if you then are a sex offender, and so the discussion went in weird directions.
That's right, I remember.
We're gonna have to put up a picture of Emma Watson.
It's gonna happen.
It's gotta
You
happen.
said that last time, and the only result was that the podcast was 1.5 weeks late.
Fuck you. Alright.
He was having trouble finding the perfect picture of Emma Watson.
There's no such thing. She's just perfection. She's just perfection. Alright, in any case.
Blah. Of course, also at this point, we want to invite Emma Watson and Kate Beckinsale to also join our podcast whenever they feel like it, to bring hopefully an end to this debate.
Please.
Actually, yes, I'm all for this.
All right. So I want to encourage anybody who's not part of the USC to go ahead and look at our website, UnitedSpaceConfederation.com, or our forums at UnitedSpaceConfederation.engine.com. Both links will be in the link description. I want to also encourage everybody to like and subscribe on YouTube to USC HighCom, or I think it's just USC on the YouTube. And follow me on Twitter at Lyoko222. That's LYOKO222. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Absolutely, it was fun, and I'm looking forward to the next one. And Emma Watson, if you do come on the show and you want to record from my house, I'm totally okay with this.
And Kate, if you want to play Star Citizen, I pay for your startership. Just come and play with us.